Hey everybody, I'm on here today. Um, just wanted to go ahead and let you know what's going on in the community. Hey, first things first, go outside, get your exercise, do a 30-minute walk, get that vitamin D. It rejuvenates, it does something to you. Hey, builds up immunity, and it helps a lot. Okay, please do that. Take care of yourself. I'm very serious. Please go do that, and it's a great thing to do. Get that fresh air, get that fresh air in for what it's worth, and get that bad air out. Okay, no need to be sitting inside all the time. And believe me, I understand. You know, you're in the safety of your own home in your four walls, so to speak. Still, go outside, get that fresh air. If you live near a waterway, go listen to that waterway. It's also a beautiful and meditative thing to go ahead and do, just to listen to it. But I want to talk about today something that I have seen on television and has kind of bothered me, and it's fallen by the wayside a little bit with everything that's going on. But it's of course Biden's plan to put 100,000 cops on the streets, and the candidate here in Ohio, who's uh, who's of course co-signing on it. But uh, but first, if you haven't heard or if you don't know about it, I'm gonna read something real quick that was on that's that had happened here just recently. Um, if you didn't know, August 30th of this year, brother Donovan Lewis, 20-year-old brother, his life was taken by the Columbus PD. Uh, the officer's name is Ricky Williams. He's a 30-year vet. Who shot this brother? Supposedly, they were serving a warrant on him, and this brother was in his bed. Uh, Body cam footage shows that Donovan was the only thing in his hand remotely was his vape pen. That was it. He didn't have a weapon. He didn't have any kind of gun, knife, anything. He had a vape pen in his hand. So it's raised, even more questions of, these cops and what they're doing and their well-being. And and the thing about it is that JD Vance, but JD Vance's opponent, Tim Ryan, uh, in this U.S. senatorial race that's happening uh, for Ron Portman's seat, because he's supposed to be retiring here shortly. Tim Ryan is co-signing on Biden's fund the police. Really, you're co-signing off of Biden going ahead and do this? Um, it should raise a lot of alarms, but it hasn't gotten any attention yet. Even though Tim Ryan has put out a commercial, saying that he agrees with Biden. We need more police, and I'm gonna tell you that's the wrong thing. And also, when I was doing research today, I also found an article uh, through Time Magazine that was written on August 24th of this year. Props to Eric Reinhardt, who wrote this, and it echoes the same sentiment. It really does, and it's so beautifully written. And if you ever get the chance, check out Time online. Um, and again, the author's name, Eric Reinhardt. This dude, I'm telling you, he put together an article, and I really couldn't. And I mean, what else could you say? So I'm just going to give you a little snippet of it, just a little snippet of it, and just I'm not gonna read the whole thing because I don't want to kill it for you. It just hits the point on every way, and it starts out by saying. Let's see. The title of it is, of course, Biden's plan for more police won't make America safer. It won't. It really won't. And here's his argument for it. The war on crime is the highest casualty most expensive, and longest lasting war in American history. The coordinated assault on the nation's poorest communities has led to tens of millions of individuals locked up in cages with deadly long-term health consequences. At least 31,000 people killed directly by police, and trillions of dollars spent on pointless punishment. For over 50 years, repeated increases on public spending on police and prisons have continually bankrolled this war while failing to ensure safety, leaving the U.S. one of the least safe countries among wealthy nations. This reality is inseparable from the fact that the U.S. public safety policy has long been misleadingly represented as if a matter of crime rates alone. This reductionistic narrative has been coupled with the manipulative message that if we feel unsafe, it is because we have not invested adequately in police, jails, and prisons, no matter how large their current budgets. But when safety is considered more comprehensively to include factors like homelessness and eviction, overdose risk, financial insecurity, preventable disease, police violence, and unsafe workplaces, which statistically present far greater preventable threats to everyday life than crime, it is readily apparent America's police-centric safety policies do not effectively promote shared safety. Now, continuing the crime war tradition and its own career-long advocacy, tough on crime policies, President Joe Biden is promoting his new Safer America plan. This plan, announced in advance for upcoming midterm elections, appears calculated as a strategic response to widely publicized increase in crime, which has been grossly exaggerated by news media and opportunistic politicians in marginalized communities still reeling from the social, medical, and economic devastation wrought by the mismanaged pandemic. What does Biden's plan propose? Consistent with the repeated calls to fund the police, as if false claims that the police have been defunded after the murder of George Floyd were true, Biden is calling for hiring 100,000 more police officers and allocating at least an additional $13 billion in America's police budgets, already by far the world's largest. Although the plan also proposes support for non-police community safety programs, although the plan also proposes support for non-police community safety programs, these funds are likely to be sacrificed in legislation negotiations, or worse, ultimately be routed through law enforcement agencies. By once again falsely equating police with safety, Biden is making clear that it is to the war on crime, not on poverty and the root causes of violence, that he remains devoted. And, you know, the article keeps going on, and it's really, I'm telling you, it's really a really great echo for why we don't want to fund any more police. I mean, here in Columbus, the police budget is 9 figures, okay? It's in the hundreds of millions of dollars. It's really ridiculous. Just over the summer, the police had to get rid of one of their helicopters that they weren't using, you know, and scrapped it and got rid of it for $4 million. That's money you can go ahead and give to the teachers. You know, you're talking about, you know, community safety and things like that. Why don't you take the money, all that money that you give to helping the community? You could have given these teachers raises for the next 4 or 5 years on that $4 million. Okay, seriously, it doesn't make any sense. But instead, this money goes back into the police budget, and they spend it on just some of the most obscene things like uniform, bullets, and more vehicles. You know, like they need anything else. All right. These guys come out and they're so much suited and booted. I don't know if they're actually in war Well, they actually look like they're in war because they're in war against us. But if you look at the pictures of what a soldier looks like in Afghanistan and Iraq compared to what a cop looks like here, there is no difference. None. The body armor, the helmet, everything, the leg shields, all that. It is the exact same thing. All right? The exact even to the weaponry. It is the exact same thing. There is nothing different. Okay? Absolutely nothing. But yet, these guys keep getting, more and more money. Saying they're protecting the community. What about brothers like Donovan Lewis? You didn't protect him. You did no protection at all. Okay? Seriously. Columbus is nationally third on the list on killing and brutalizing people of actual color is what they do here in Columbus. And they do it with a smile on their face here. And they keep promoting these officers and keep giving money. These officers, they get suspended or they put on paid leave. Then they turn around, they come back, and they sue. But they give these guys money and promotions. Seriously? Last year, the Franklin County Democratic Party swore that in response to George Floyd, that they would not accept any endorsements from the local FOP here. That's the sentiment they echo. But instead, they keep accepting the money. They accept, they're constantly in talks. They're in constant league. It's all bullshit, okay? These politicians here are in bed, all right? They are completely in bed with the police here. You got guys like, say for example, prime example, actually, Tim Ryan. Tim Ryan, who's running for a U.S. congressional seat to represent the state of Ohio, is wanting more cops. He wants more police. He's echoing the same sentiment as Joe Biden. He is not diverting from that. Like I said, I have said this time and time again. Tim Ryan is nothing but a empty suit who's ready to stand at the microphone and do whatever the Dems tell him to do. Stick a wind-up key in him, put 25 cents, whatever you want to do. He is nothing but a shell. He is nothing but a suit, and he's ready to do whatever. He's not working for the people. He's ready to do whatever it is that the Democrats are ready to do. And the sad thing about it is he's in another election where it's the lesser of two evils. It's always the same thing. People, please, this is why I always echo the sentiment that you have to get out and vote during the primaries. Not just during the generals. You have to go out during the primaries. And you have to do your research on these people. Because Tim Ryan is not going to do anything. And I guarantee you, he gets in office, he's going to sit there and do nothing. Now, it's nothing to say that J.D. Vance is about to do the same thing. Because I'm telling you, he's going to do way worse. Okay? Republicans have erroneously done way worse than their counterparts. But the thing about it is, at least you know what J.D. Vance is going to do. It's not a secret. You know he's gonna go ahead and go in there and not do a damn thing. The problem is you got somebody like Tim Ryan who's a complete and utter chameleon. He's gonna sit there and he's gonna stand at the podium and say, "Yeah, I'm working for you," but at the same time, he's in these rooms and he's going to go ahead and take the money and just do whatever is written on a piece of paper and repeat it in front of him, or not even repeat it. He's just gonna go ahead and do it. Please, do your research. Is my thing. Do your research. We need better candidates. That's why I say we need people who have actually been out here, who have had boots on the ground, and not the suits. Okay? We don't need any more suits. That's the problem now. Listen, You guys stay safe, okay?